Welcome back to the Mars Mindset. Today's topic, deal breakers, the non-extreme ones, right? We're not talking about cheating or physical abuse. We're talking about those little things about people that just irk our nerves, right? What are your deal breakers? Is it hygiene? Maybe someone talks too much. Maybe they're not really that great with money. All of those things. What are your deal breakers? When I think about deal breakers too, I think about the aspect of your own personal boundaries. Like, what are you not willing to be subject to, right? And can the person that you're in a relationship with or dealing with capitulate to your dislike for your deal breakers? And if they don't capitulate, right, how do you traverse that? Is it the end of the relationship because they pick, their toes? Is it the end of the relationship because they don't shower before they get into bed? Are you just like, oh, yo, like, this is over. Like, I'm out. And if you do decide to stay outside of the deal breakers, how do you deal with the deal breaker still being there, right? Like, if my wife does something and it irritates me, and she's not going to stop, and I know that I'm not leaving, I then have to work through a process of acceptance or at least resignation to be at peace with the fact that she has a deal breaker that I'm not establishing breaking the deal on, right? So, it's many different deal breakers that different people have. Different people have different deal breakers. So I would love to hear from y'all. Let's check out the comments here and see. Somebody said, Butterfee becomes alive. Threesomes is a deal breaker for her. Somebody said your heart. A person who drinks alcohol. Dirty nails. Huh. That's quite a few. I had to invite her in so we could chop it up. And I could see what's up with her deal breakers. Let's see if she'll come on. Let's get her in here on the Mars Mindset. I got the screen recording going. We start getting these joints on YouTube. Hey, what's happening? How you feeling?
Hey, Chels, how are you, sir?
I feel great. How you feeling today?
I overate, so my stomach is hurting.
You got a stomach ache?
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry. You take some Pepto or something, or what'd you do?
I ate corn on the cob, and I just ate too much of it.
So you overindulge. So maybe overindulgence is one of my deal breakers, and I can't be on the live with somebody who eats too much corn.
No, if you know my story, you'd be like, girl, that ain't nothing. But my tummy is this big.
Say what now?
My tummy is this big.
Oh, okay. So you overate. So it doesn't take you much to overeat.
No.
Okay, cool. Well, I hope you feel better.
Thank you. Thank you.
So your deal breakers. I saw you had dirty nails. You had threesomes, and there was something else that you had. So tell me about these deal breakers.
A person that drinks alcohol.
And a person that drink any alcohol at all. Like, I can't come home after work and have beer.
I won't be around you.
Nope, okay, enlighten me. What's up with these deal breakers? Why do you have them? Why do they exist?
Because they exist due to my past, honestly. For the dirty fingernails, I just think you don't wash your hands. And that's nasty. Like, you should always wash your hands. So that's where the dirty nails come from. Because I pointed it out to a friend of mine one time. And I was like, why is your nails dirty? Like, ew. And he said, because I'm a working man. Okay, but wash your hands. Clean your nails, Most people wash their hands, but they don't clean under their nails when they wash their hands.
Okay, so we're in a relationship and I got dirty hands, right?
Chelsea, you don't wash your hands. I ain't worried about you.
I do wash my hands and I use hand sanitizer a lot too, but I'm just giving you a hypothetical, right? What is your solution to me not washing my hands? What are you doing? How are you handling that? Because you love me, you know what I'm saying? You really like me.
So first I'm gonna say, Chels, you need to wash your hands and clean under your nails when you wash your hands.
Okay.
That's number one. because you may not notice it. You may wash your hands, but you don't clean under your nails when you wash your hands.
Okay.
Big difference. Big difference. So I'll tell you that first. But then when I see it's just something you do, deuces.
Oh wow. So, okay. What if you could like buy me a nail brush or something? Would you consider that?
I'll make sure you have all that. I'll make sure you have everything you need, especially when I mention it the first time.
Okay. So you're gonna make sure I got the soap, I got the hot running water, and I got the nail brush. Right?
Mm-hmm. You got a little kit in your glove compartment for when you out and about. If you stop and have lunch, you straight. You
Oh.
straight.
Okay, now let's say I just say, nah, I think I do a good job on my nails. Then what?
I'm gonna say, Chels, your nails are dirty, boo. That's not
Nah,
cool.
but that's just the color of them. That's not really dirt. That's just the color of them.
No, that's dirt. That's dirt.
But now I ain't painting the way I walk.
Let me give you a manicure. Let me give you a manicure and prove it to you.
Okay,
I'll give
yeah.
you a manicure and prove it to you.
But now I don't really like manicures. Manicures make me feel feminine. I ain't really into that.
I'm gonna clean under your nails.
I can't let you clean under my nails. Then what? What you gonna do? You leaving?
That means you don't love me. That means you don't love me.
How you gonna come to the conclusion I don't love you because I like my nails? It's a dirty game. Okay. It's a dirty game. So this is what you gonna do, right? If I don't do what you want me to do, you're gonna guilt trip me into saying by saying I don't love you.
I'm gonna flip the script. Yep. See how Fred my face back?
Y'all ain't right. Y'all not right at all. Y'all. All right. So cool. That's a good one though. That's a good one. Let's look at the other one. So
it's gonna be fun though. It's gonna be fun, but I'm be like, nah, we gotta do something about the nails, boo.
I'll just give you pushback to see how far you will go. You know what I'm saying? Just to find out what.
I know. It's always a pleasure talking to you. Always.
Yeah. Before you go, one more thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was the nails. It was drinking. And what was the third one?
Threesome.
Oh, that's just out.
Yeah.
The threesome is just out.
Yeah. That's like.
Oh, you breaking up?
Yeah.
You breaking up? I can't hear you.
Oh, I said I had put it up.
Oh, please stay.
If you can hear me, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You good? Go ahead.
Okay. I said I had put it up before you started Xing off the boxes of what we wasn't talking about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. Cool. Well, technically, a threesome ain't cheating though.
Huh?
I said technically a threesome isn't cheating.
Of course it is.
No, it's not. You have to agree to it, right? If you agree to it, it's not cheating.
Most people ain't agreeing to it. Well, nowadays, most are agreeing to it.
I mean, if you didn't agree to it, you might want to go tell the police that this is happening.
I had to rethink that thought process there. No, not for me.
Okay, that's cool. So the other one is the drinking. What's up with the drinking? Why can't I've been at work all day. I'm tired. I came home. I cut the grass. I had to fix something. I can't have a beer. I can't have like a little 40.
You can have a beer. You can have a beer.
What else is coming? I know there's some but.
No, you can have a beer. It's no but to beers.
Okay, so what's the alcohol thing?
I'm talking about that hard stuff. That hard stuff.
Oh, you talking about like liquor?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Past experience with it?
I can't fool with you with the
Oh, that's good. I don't really drink. I can go a long time without drinking. Drinking ain't my thing.
I don't drink at all. I drink water and Starbucks tea. So if you ever see me on the street, I want Starbucks tea.
Okay. Well, next time I bump into you and there's a random Starbucks sitting there, I'll make sure I go in and be like, you want the tea?
That's right. That's right.
Cool. Well, you got anything else for me on your deal breakers before I let you slide off?
Nah, I'm good. I'm pretty easy going.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Going. As long as they can respect my Christian lifestyle. I think that's a deal breaker for a lot of people nowadays.
You think that you having a Christian lifestyle is a deal breaker for other people?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean that's because it's probably maybe strict in terms of the way in which you conduct yourself in society and stuff like that. So
Yeah, and I volunteer a lot, so that kind of takes away from other people's attention sometimes. So
hmm. Okay. Well, it's all good. You allowed to have your deal breakers. Deal breakers are just our barriers of things we're not willing to, put up with. So I salute you, man. I appreciate you joining me today.
all right, take it easy. I gotta order my shirt too.
Oh, which one you getting?
Take my power back.
Take your power back. I got a new one on. See, the joint say, "Hey, real quick," and on the back it say, "Take your power back."
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's on the side. You check it out. But yeah, I mean, I like to take the power. I like the red. I like the red. Take your power back with the white letters because people can really see it.
Yeah, that's my new color. That's my new color. But
What red?
we'll catch up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Because
yeah. All right.
purple was my color for domestic violence. So purple is domestic violence. Green is mental health, and I support both of those items.
Okay. Well, I got some purple and some green on it for you. So whenever you're ready,
Okay.
it'll be all right. I appreciate you.
Take your power back, King.
Take your power back, Queen. Peace. Vicky,
Hey, what's going on?
did you pray today?
Yes, I did, in Jesus' name.
In Jesus' name we pray. Hey.
Yes.
So we
I love
talking
it.
we talking deal breakers today, right?
Hmm.
But we ain't talking about the ones that's obvious. They're no fun to discuss. We all know someone's beating you up,
You're right.
or that if you get cheated on, maybe even if you shouldn't leave, we all understand why you left.
Hmm.
But what are your little petty deal breakers? What are the things that just have people have quirks and you're just like, nah, I can't rock with that.
I was sitting here trying to think. I was like, I hope you don't.
Oh,
Because
nah,
I was trying to think like what little pet peeves I do have. I got into a place of, I'm not say settling, but like being considerate. Um, but a deal breaker, you're talking about as far as like little something that I would just walk away from, like completely
yeah,
walk away.
like I'll give you a good one that most people agree with, like
Okay.
hygiene. Like it doesn't
That's
necessarily question their character, right? Like you can
hmm
be a really good person on the inside and have really bad hygiene, right? So you can
right.
see something like, yeah, I mean, like, he's a great guy. I didn't like the way he smelled, right? So what are those? But you don't get to use hygiene now because everybody else is gonna say hygiene. So you gotta come up
But
with.
see, that's a big thing. That's not something little. That's not something that you could just bypass or like, or really settle or even ignore. That's not something I'd be like, he's a great person, but I'm not gonna sit here have a full out discussion with you. I'm thinking right now.
All right, so a lot of times we had topics and nobody ever asked me, right? Nobody ever asked
Okay, can
one.
I? Okay, let me do this for you. Let me do this for you.
You can ask me one. Go ahead.
All right, Chels, what's one of your not so extreme deal breakers?
Um, I
Okay.
think somebody said hello. Did you pray today? Yeah, we prayed today. So I got a couple, and I just thought about them beforehand, before I went on,
Oh,
because I was like, my man, I'm like, I'm open to everybody, and then I
that's what
thought
I
about
was
the
thinking.
things, right? And I was like, oh nah,
Mm.
but like overpowering conversation.
Mm.
I don't like to be in the presence of somebody who never lets me express my point.
Okay, come on.
Right.
My wheels are turning. Yeah.
So that's one of mine. And that's a big one for me because even though I can talk a lot and I think I'm articulate, I like to hear other people. I like for conversations to have a flow.
Mm.
I don't like a lot of cutting you off. Or if I do cut you off, I say, listen, I'll cut you off. I try to make it quick and then I'll let you jump back in.
Mm.
So that's one. And whenever you come up with one, just let me know.
Okay.
Other than hygiene, physical abuse, and cheating.
Okay. All right. Well, what I would say more so like the constant lying, like after you've been caught and it's evidence that you was lying, don't try to back up that lie with another lie to justify the reason why you lied in the first place. Like, now that you caught, just be honest. Like, it's your moment to be transparent.
Well,
But
hold
when
on.
you
Go ahead. Go ahead.
but
Go
when
ahead.
you keep lying, and I think more so for me, it's like, I don't like it when you think that I don't know the truth,
Huh.
but you stay with it. I'm not the type of person to keep going back and forth. I'm going to ask you a question, and then because I already know the truth, I'm not going to keep hounding you. I learned that from my past. I already know it's no point to keep trying to poke holes, and there's a big hole at the bottom already. Stuff done already fell, but I'm still poking holes to get exactly the answer I wanted. So I realize now there's no longer for me to continue to keep asking if I already know what happened or I already know the truth per se. Because, the one thing I can say is when you pray, you allow things to be what it is, God's going to reveal it to you anyway. So there's really no purpose or point to really kind of hounder the other person because he already done showed me what it was anyway. I just wanted to see if you're going to be honest.
Okay, so are we talking about like, because some people tell lies and they reasonable lies, right? Like, even if they was wrong, right? Like if you caught me in something, like obviously I'm gonna lie about this until you show me the actual video, right? But then other people lie about dumb stuff, right? Like
The little
they'll say,
lies.
huh?
It's the little lies. That exactly what was saying.
Okay, so we talking about little lies, right? So
Mm-hmm.
so what is it? Why can't I tell a little lie? We all lie a little bit.
But it's like, why tell the little lie? What's so little about the lie? Because then
Um,
with the little lie, you got to try to cover it up and remind yourself that, oh shoot, I did lie about that last time you asked me about that. Now you got.
so okay, let's break this down. Then you got some time?
I got some time.
All right,
Well, what time is it?
let's break this
Yeah,
down.
I got time.
Let's do this. Do sit in the question. The answer will find you. Are you talking to me? That's all I do is sit in questions. Um, my whole life.
I'm sorry.
Like,
Go ahead.
like the light was a question. Why do people lie, Vicky?
They lie, number one, because they don't want to hurt someone else's feelings. They don't want to be brutally honest because they know sometimes truth hurts. But after you get over the little sting, it's really actually like, you know what? I didn't even have to probe you. I didn't have to continue to keep pressing you to get the truth out of you. So I know now you're just gonna be honest. You're just an honest dude. I get it. But when you lie, you try to cover up something else. What are you covering up? The fact that
So,
you don't want to be honest, or the fact that you choose to not be honest because you care for someone's feelings. So you give them the lie.
okay. So all of that says to me, when I think of why people lie, I think they're protecting their self-identity, their ego, their person,
Okay.
that the version of themselves that they project into the world that we all have.
Mm-hmm.
So when you catch me in a lie, or you catch me doing something, or you ask me a question that I genuinely don't want to tell you the truth, it's because I don't want you to see me. For real. Like, I don't want you to see that version of me. Whether it's
Okay.
a bad lie, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
if my wife were to say, do you like how this looks on me? And I were to say, yeah, you look good, and that were a lie, it would be because in that particular outfit, I don't particularly like on my wife. And I don't want my wife to see the aspect of me that doesn't like the way she looks, even if it's simply about that particular outfit. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I look at it, and lying doesn't bother me that much. It doesn't. Now, I mean, you gotta understand, right? Like big lies matter, right? Big
Little
lies.
lies,
I want
man.
to get a T-shirt. I want to get a T-shirt to say "Big Lies Matter." But so because I know that I have a liar within me, and we all have liars within us,
Mm-hmm.
it makes me more empathetic to your lie. So, like you were saying, if I know the truth, I'm gonna just let you lie, and I'm gonna amuse myself with it.
But see, that's the thing. Okay, yeah, okay, let the other person lie. But my question to you real quickly, would you eventually tell her the truth?
You mean in the hypothetical?
In hypothetical, right? Would you eventually tell the truth, or would you just continue to be like, yeah? Because if you like, yeah, she gonna continue with the outfit that you know what I mean? So
I might let the
not,
lie live. I might let the lie live because I don't necessarily.
that's not good. Like, we should get to a point to where there should be a way to say something, even though it may pierce or prick, or you know what I'm saying. It should get to a point to where you can finesse the truth to where it doesn't hit as hard, but it's still going to be the truth, instead of finessing the lie, where the lie can be, a continual, what is it?
It continues. It just keeps going. It just snowballs.
Right.
Okay,
And,
so here's what I probably would do. I would probably be like, yeah, that joint all right, but I actually like the other outfit better.
I had that happen to me before. So I was just like, okay, dang, but I thought the mirror lied, but
the mirror lied. So now we projected our channel. This mirror reminded me. I know it.
I was like, I thought it looked good in it, but I appreciate the honesty. So I ended up actually changing because I couldn't, obviously sometimes you don't see what other people see. So I accepted it, and I changed my outfit, and it is what it. I liked it afterwards.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Julie Bain, you good? You got your eyes straight? You got everything working out?
Yeah, because she was like, "Hey, Julie,
I could.
All right, so Julie Bain,
That's messed up, Chels.
What?
What if she get a whole new wardrobe based on that?
Nah. See, at some point, if it becomes a continuous thing, then I got to be like, hey, I really like this other joint a lot better. I'm never really going to direct unless it's just out of control.
Just be honest up front.
Yeah, I agree with Vicky.
Of course you do.
Well, I used to lie too. I do kind of yeah, Jesus, forgive me, Jesus. But I've had, yeah, it's the truth. Mm-hmm.
Ben, what's your give me some deal breakers that aren't extreme that you just like, nah, like I'm out.
Yeah, white lies, is that what they call them? White lies.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah, that, because it's like, I feel like that's unnecessary, especially for me. Like, I'm honest, and I would prefer that whoever it is be honest right back with me.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I don't know if it's because I'm going into a new stage in my life. Timeliness.
Oh, that's a good one.
I don't know why, because I'll be the first to say I was always late to somewhere. Like, I was always late to wherever, and I had no problem. Like, I used to be like, well, why are you waiting then? But now I try more to be on time, and I make it an effort. And it bothers me when people aren't on time. And I think that would be, like, I'm just meeting somebody, that would probably be a deal breaker. If constantly, like, the first couple of days, you're always late. And I'm not saying like 5 minutes or whatever. I'm like, 30 minutes. Because I feel like that's a sign of disrespecting the other person's time.
So you don't like to be disrespected is really what it comes down to.
But who does, really?
I think some people are there. So some people who out there with inverted thinking who get turned on by being disrespected. But I understand your point though. So we supposed to meet up at 5. I show up at 5:30. How are you? Are you like telling me that you got an issue with it, or you just kind of grinning and embarrassing it, or you just accept?
Say something, yeah. And that's what we're working on, right? We're working on my tone and the communication piece, because I just think about it like this. Like, if you said a certain time, if you didn't mean that time, then don't give me that time. If you meant 5:36,
then give me that real time, because you don't know what I have to do to get to you by that time. So I'm just like, if you didn't mean 5, don't say 5, you know, say whatever time you really expect to be there. And if I don't know you and I'm like trying to get to know you, it's like investing that time that you don't get back into a new person. And if they're not respectful of your time and what it took you to get to wherever, then I'm not feeling it. Is
Okay.
that bad?
Nah, it's cool. I actually think that's a really good one. You know what I'm saying? Is respecting or not, or be it, you know, not respecting your time. But you've been in a long-term relationship, right? Um, was there ever a time where you didn't respect his time because you were getting ready or whatever the case may be?
Yes. However, I will say he was really bad with time. He was really extremely bad with time, that when I took my time, like he didn't have no space to say anything, because he was like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours. Like that was that extreme. But there were times where I set a time and I was late and he quiet as a mouse, because it was normal for him to give me awful timing, and I used to
But
just sit.
do you think the only reason? Do you think the times you were late it bothered him?
No,
You think he
because
accept?
he was so used to moving at his pace that he would always say, you know, stuff happens, like stuff happens. But I think that was his way of holding on to that excuse when it was his turn to to keep me waiting. He'd be like, well, stuff happens. So I did my best to not keep him waiting, because I would try to show him, like, I am respecting the time you gave me. I would like the same in return. But it was, you know, some people, they just can't help it. They just show up when they show up. That was my last relationship. It was, I wasted so much time just waiting. Yeah.
Vicky, you got something?
That was me. I'm so sorry. I'm up here listening to her and I'm trying to deal with other stuff at the same time. But
Well, that's all good.
that's my biggest problem. I'm trying to work on that, the timeliness, because being in the military, I was trying to break the mold of always trying to be on schedule. So sometimes I would make sure that I would say, hey, I'm going to be there by this time, when I know good well I'm going to need myself like an hour or something to be there, like today. So I always give myself enough time, because things just happen. I end up taking a call, or especially at work, like I would tell someone I get off work at this time, but I literally sometimes don't leave my work probably like an hour or to 2 hours, because of the amount of workload that I have. And so some people, they know my situation, so they don't really press. But then when, I have to meet up with people, I do get the backlash, like, yeah, sure, you can never be on time. I'm just like, dang, let me go back to the military mode. Let me go ahead and show up 30 minutes early, so I'll be 15 minutes early on time. So that kind of thing. But I'm working on that too. That is a pet peeve of mine for, me. But I'm like, please don't, just understand. But I got to get better with my time management. So.
Okay, but okay? So you got to get better with your time management.
Me. Mm-hmm.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. So if you tell Julie to be there, that you're gonna be there at 5, Julie, Vicky ain't coming till 5:30.
No, if I
There are some of my friends that I know, like for example, and I think with me is maybe because of work, because like I teach dance classes. So imagine the dance instructor showing up 15, 20 minutes late. Like that's crazy. People are going to be like, what is this? So that routine, and with work, we have meetings. So I work remotely. So everything is on Teams or whatever. So time is of the essence. They have like a clock. Like if we're talking for 30 minutes, 30 minutes it is, and move on to the next meeting or whatever. So maybe that's why I'm so used to it. But I do have friends that if they tell me a time, I already know, okay, so I'm going to take my power back and show up an hour late Cause you're not gonna make me mad for no reason. Why I already like I love them more than that little issue. But if it's like a new person that I'm meeting, you get like 2 tries, and then I'm like, okay, whatever.
Hold on. Let me ask y'all this, because women take a long time to get ready. Y'all do. Y'all admit it. There should be no pushback there. Take y'all a long time. And
Right.
it's good. Do you give your friends more leeway than you've given your significant others historically, in terms of being late or not showing up on time? Like if your friend is late, do they get more leeway than if the guy show up late? They say it. Somebody say it.
I'm telling you, in my last relationship, he got all the leeway in the world. Like everyone knew he was gonna be 3 hours late. We all knew it. So it was like beating a dead horse. But if it's someone new, yeah, I'm giving my friends more leeway than someone new.
Vicky, go ahead, say it. Go ahead, say it, Vicky. You give your friends more leeway than you give your guy. It's okay.
In the past, yes, I have, because now this time in my life right now, things are a lot different, so I haven't had the real opportunity of someone showing up late that I'm actually interested in. It's always been me per se. So for me, it's kind of like, my friends always get the leeway, whenever it is. Because I also understand their scheduling. A lot of them are, they have a workload beyond workload. Y'all, please excuse the extra noise. It's, after school, everybody's happy. And yes. So, but yeah, I give I give leeway to a lot, but I haven't had the opportunity to actually encounter someone that I was actually interested in, because I'm fresh, in getting back in the market of dating again. So I don't know. I guess I would, but in the past, yeah, my friends always got the leniency, because I knew their work, what they was leaving from, and what they had to do and get through to get to me. So it's kind of like, okay, it's cool. They're not intentionally doing on purpose to like, I'm gonna be late on purpose, nah. I doubt anyone does that. I hope not.
I will say this though, like, because you just mentioned school, like with kids, I think now maybe because I don't have small kids or young kids, like my children are grown-ups, maybe that's why, since I have more time on my hands, I'm paying attention more to the time. Because before, like, I was busy taxi driving my kids all over the place, like, but now I'm like, okay, it's just me. So if we're gonna meet up, then be on time. Like, I don't know. And I've noticed a shift, because my friends will tell you I was always the late one. But I used to be like, well, if you know I'm always late, then don't be on time.
But that's not fair. So so we say 5. What does that mean? I show up at 5:27?
Before, I'm talking about before, right? If we said 5, it was more like 6.
So I got to give Julie Bean an hour curve.
Before. But now
I got to be prompt, because if I ain't prompt and I ain't one of Julie Bean's real life hardcore friends, at 5:02, Julie Bean like, well, guess he didn't like me.
I'm like, y'all got 15 minutes, or I'm out. Like,
all right, so we're gonna let Vicky step off for a second and do what she do with her kids, right? And then I'm gonna bring Jay. I'm gonna offer for Jay to come in here.
That's unacceptable.
Yeah, it sound like she got some smoke with you.
We all have periods of transition, right?
Okay.
Jay.
Yeah.
So transition, like, I'm transitioning, and I know that the things I do them anymore, and I'm like, no, be on time. And I never used to be that way. I was always the late one. I don't know what happened.
Get her, Jay. Get her.
No, that is so unacceptable, Julie. I have one of my sisters is just like that. She has been late since we've been born. She was born late. Like, I don't know what it is. She literally is late everywhere we go, and it drives me insane. Like, she will say exactly what you say. Like, oh, well, why are you waiting for me? Or, I mean, you know I'm gonna be late. So so it's like, for instance, if I know we have to be somewhere at 6, I will tell her that we have to be there at 4.
Oh damn.
That is so unacceptable.
Oh, so
But I'm not
hold on.
like that anymore.
You're a liar.
Who, me? Yeah. I lie. What, a little lie?
Say a lot.
A lie is a lie, y'all.
I don't care. I'm gonna lie to you and tell you that you gotta be there at 4. Yes, I am gonna lie to her and say you gotta be there at 4, because I know if I say we have to be there at 6, she's gonna get there at like 7,
Isn't that a bit selfish?
7:15.
But
What you say?
I said, isn't that a
Chel?
bit selfish?
not because
Very
you
much so.
on you. But you got gonna have people like if y'all go to these restaurants that won't seat you. I hate going to those restaurants that won't seat you until all your party is there. Cause you standing around waiting for that one person who always late. And
But
I be hungry and I'm sick. And you know when we get hungry.
her lateness has caused major arguments. Like, major. She was late to one of our friends' weddings. Like, she is like late all the time. I don't under it drives me crazy.
All right, Jay, let
Like,
me ask this. Are you the same way with Rod, or do Rod get more leeway?
no, he don't get no leeway because I don't like being late. I don't, first of all, I respect people's time. Like, my mother was really hard. She stressed being on time. So I'm the person that if I have to be there at 8:30, I'm more than likely I'm there at 8:15. Like, I do not, like, to me, I'm the person that at 8:29 you late, because I just that's just me. Like, I don't want to be. I do not like being late. I hate it. It's like, it bothers me. It bothers me. I'm gonna be honest about that. I ain't gonna tell no little lie about that. It bothers me. Like, if if I'm running late, it bothers me. So, like, any appointment, like if someone says, "Oh, I'm supposed to be there at 9," I'm literally up getting dressed probably at like 6:30, because I don't like being late. Like, I got a lot for traffic. I got a lot for time it takes me to get to the car. I don't care. If Gabrielle dropping a pencil, forgetting a book bag, I cannot. It throws me off. Like, I cannot stand that. No. So, the answer to your question, no, he don't get no. And Rod is like completely the opposite of me. Like, he's that person that's like, oh, we're gonna get there. We'll get there. And I'm like,
You'll get there eventually.
yeah,
But
exactly.
are people waiting on you? That's one thing I don't like either. I don't like it when you walk in and you're the last one and everybody looking at you like you crazy. I don't like that.
Yeah, he was like late to us getting married. So
Hold on. So my
he,
wife, I was late to our wedding.
oh, you in good company. Must be a Scorpio thing.
I was not late to our wedding. Okay, let me explain.
Uh-oh.
It was the lack of communication on their part to inform me of the reason as to why, if the ceremony starts at, and I don't remember the exact time, so forgive me. If the ceremony started at, say, 5, they're telling me to be there at 12. I'm a conscientious person. I need to know why you want me to my house and drive 2 hours or an hour and a half to get here at 12 when the wedding starts at 5. Now, had they said to me, "Hey, Chels, look, we
There go
want,"
that control.
huh?
There goes that control thing. Go ahead.
Oh, I started buffering. You're right.
Yep.
Damn, Jay, you good? Yeah,
Lil,
yeah.
Lil, there go that control thing, Lil.
Right. Okay, so that's good. What would Coach Jay say? See, this is good. This is really good. I don't like being controlled, but if you provide me with the proper information, I'm more willing to capitulate to the rules. Right? They didn't tell me that the reason. I need to know the reason why you want me here 5 hours early. Now, I was there before. I was there before the ceremony started. There was no rush or none of that. They just weren't able to get the pictures that they wanted. But had they told, whose fault is that? Is that my fault? When they could have just said, "Hey, Chaz, this is why we need you here."
Did you ask?
I
Right.
shouldn't have to. They're giving the directive.
Oh Lord.
No.
So you don't ask, and then you're like, well, if you don't give me the information, I don't have to. Why you just didn't ask?
Nah, so see, now y'all not gonna do this to me. Y'all not gonna do this to me.
You in the box.
Y'all are not gonna do this to me.
You're in the box.
Okay, I'll put it to you like this. I will accept my contribution to not getting the picture that they wanted because I didn't ask. However, my contribution is a collateral offshoot of the fact not provided with the proper information to be the correct picture. How's that?
I am
No.
not.
Huh? What y'all talking about?
No.
I can just picture you saying, "Well, I Bean."
Right.
Say what? Say that again, Julie Bean.
I said, I picture you saying, "Well, why didn't you ask Julie Bean?"
I would say, yeah, I probably would, but we're not talking about, we talking about me. I'm a little different than you.
Okay.
Okay. So let me just follow you.
Okay.
You didn't go on time because you didn't understand why you were asked to be somewhere at 12 instead of because the wedding was starting at 5 because you don't like being controlled, but you didn't respect the time that you didn't respect what your soon to be wife asked you to do in the first place for her own reasoning because she didn't explain it to you.
Yeah, I need an explanation. Like, it doesn't make logical sense to me to be at a place 5 hours ahead of the moment. Now, had she said,
So wait.
okay,
Why was it not logical enough for you that she just asked you to do it? Why did you have to go through all those things? Why was it not enough reasoning? Just the fact that who asked you, Lil, or somebody else asked you? Lil asked you?
I don't remember, to be honest.
Okay, well, we're gonna say Lil asked you. So, because you don't remember. So why wasn't the logic just in the fact that she asked you to do something?
Because I had other stuff to do that morning anyway. So if there's a specific, I don't really like doing stuff without knowing why I'm doing it. I like to do things with a purpose, right? So, and I'm not giving you pushback on the perspective that I could have asked. I will own that totally and wholly, right?
So you said you like to do things with purpose. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I like to know why I'm doing something. I don't like to do things and not have an idea as to why.
Okay. So another point. So you just said you like to know why you're doing something. Why couldn't the why that is what you are doing it for have been Lil because she needed you to be there at that time? That is the why. The why is because Lil needed you to be there at that time.
At the time, that wasn't enough for me to work out logically why I'm about to drive an hour and a half on the other side of Maryland. I'm leaving my house at 10 to get to somewhere by 12 when the thing doesn't start till 5.
The logic is because she asked you to be there and you were getting married.
Okay, but that wasn't enough for me. I needed more. I'm just telling you. Like,
Julie, say something.
so
Julie is cracking up.
I'm just curious. I'm just curious. For someone who wants a lot, you want a lot. You always want detail. Why you didn't ask why?
No. That's a very good question. I don't specifically remember. I mean, I think had they told me what the reason was, I probably would have capitulated. But the idea that I'm supposed to be there because starting an argument on the wedding day. No, there was no argument, but I will tell y'all this. They blew my phone up. They blew my phone up.
Wait. So let me ask you a question. Just answer the question. When they were blowing your phone up.
Hold on.
Did you answer the phone?
Hold on, Jay. Hold on, Jay. Hold on. You know, I'm gonna let you talk. I always let you talk, Jay. If you put me in the box, you gotta let me know.
Did you answer when they called you? Did you answer the phone?
Are you putting me in the box?
Yes.
Half yes, half no. 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Okay, cool. I just because like sometimes I ask people questions, I'll be like, just answer this yes or no, because you try to get to a point. So I don't want to start rambling. And if you want me to leave me, you can leave. I'm a host. You can leave me the water. I'll drink it. What's the question?
When you said they blew your phone up. When they were calling you, did you answer the phone?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you answered the phone.
I answered the phone. They kept calling. Then they had my man call, who was already my man, one of my groomsmen who apparently followed the rules. He was there by 12 or 1 or whatever the case may be. And they had him call me. I'm like, dog, like I'm on the way. I'm like, I'll be there.
Okay.
But the good thing that wasn't a deal breaker, or I might not be married right now.
That's true.
So you answered the phone.
Mm-hmm.
So can I ask you a question? Where were you? Okay. Where were you when they were calling you to be there to see where you were?
I was at home.
Was shopping. She said he was shopping.
Lil said you were shopping.
I was at home.
Oh.
No.
The wife said you were shopping.
No, listen. Early that morning at about 9:30, 10 o'clock, right? I went to like Macy's or something to get my groomsmen watches. I think I bought all of them watches or
So
whatever.
you were shopping.
But then I went back to the crib and I chilled out till it was time to go.
Even though she asked you to get there at a certain time.
Yeah, because I didn't know why I was supposed to be there. Like, okay, Jay. Julie, you too.
Julie is cracking up.
Yep.
Let's say let me get this over here because y'all not gonna keep beating me up on my show.
What?
You're not beating me.
Let's say you have a job and you start getting paid at 9 a.m. and your supervisor comes to you and says, I need you here at 7 tomorrow. Are you just showing up at 7?
I'm gonna ask why.
I agree with that. That's a good point. I should have asked why.
I'm just gonna be
But
like,
for whatever reason, you didn't ask why. Are you still showing up at 7?
yeah, that's my supervisor.
Julie, you like paying taxes, so.
Nobody likes paying taxes.
Jay, what you got for me, Jay?
Am I showing? Well, yeah. And I'm a director, so if I ask you to come at 7, you best be coming at 7.
But are you going to tell me why I'm coming at 7?
No, the why should already be because you work here and you're getting paid.
No, see that's and you talking about me being y'all are controlling. Y'all are dictators. You want to be able to tell me what to do without an actual explanation, like I'm a 5-year-old. Like you're gonna.
I feel like certain things like this. This is what I think. First of all, work or your career, your wife. That's the why. That's the why.
No.
To me, yes. You're not. I'm just not. Listen. That story that you gave, far as when Lil said you was late for the wedding, I just cannot figure that out. Like you was literally sitting at home.
What time you wake up in the morning, Jay?
I'm normally up by like 4 because I work out.
Okay. If Rod said to you, wake up at 2 in the morning tomorrow, are you just gonna wake up at 2 in the morning?
Say that again.
Rod come to you today, and you know you're supposed to wake up at 4 tomorrow. And Rod says to you, I can't give you a reason, but I need you to wake up at 2 tomorrow. Are you gonna wake up at 2?
No, I just want to get on his nerves.
Huh?
No, because I just want to get on his nerves and be like, I'm not doing it. It's like
y'all just spent the last 15 minutes pressing me out, admitting that when you know while you're doing so, you're gonna be like, this doesn't. She said, no, he asked me what time he needs to be there, and he was given the time. And
so wait. This is a good one. Hold on.
Bye, Jay.
No. We gonna hang up with you. Go back. Wait a minute.
Let the woman.
So wait a minute. Thank you, Lil. So Lil just said you asked what time she needed you to be there. She gave you a time, and the time she gave you was not, I guess, sufficient or not really. And you still chose not to come because you didn't understand why. But you asked the question.
Mm-hmm.
You asked the question.
Mm-hmm. But I knew what
She
time the
gave you
wedding
the
started.
time.
But I knew what time the wedding started.
Don't matter. You asked her what time she needed you there. And she gave you a time, and you still chose just not to show up when she asked you to.
I showed up in time for the wedding. They got the pictures. I got the pictures to prove it. What
So
the
where
fuck?
was the so let me ask you a question. So then why did you even ask her what time she needed you there?
I don't remember. We talking 7 years ago, to be honest. I don't remember. She could
She,
probably
re-
and I
she remember.
yeah,
Lil remembers.
put it in the comments, Lil. You probably remember better than I do. What I can tell you is that I showed up, I did my pictures, I was on time for the ceremony, I was not late for the ceremony, and everything got off just fine.
Well, I think people need to be on time.
I agree. And you know what else I think? I think people in positions of power and control should be courteous enough, Dr. J, to inform their subordinates why they're supposed to be there at a particular time.
I'm just joking. I'm joking. If somebody asked me why, I would tell them. But I mean, I'm cool. So if I ask them to come, they probably would just show up anyway.
But no, but okay, but serious on a more so serious type note though. If you know I come in at 9 every day and tomorrow you ask me to come in at 7, you're typically gonna be like, hey Chels, can you come in at 7 tomorrow because, and then you're gonna fill in the blank because you know that's out of the norm. Right?
I mean, yeah, it's out of the norm. I guess if you want somebody to come in at 7 and you're supposed to be there at 9. I mean, I guess the normal question would be, why? Why do I have to come at 7 o'clock? I mean, but for me, I think there are different. You get different answers in different situations. Well, different responses in different situations. Because, like you saying to me, like Roy asking me to wake up at 2 when I already get up at 4. In my mind, I am going to be thinking like, dang, ain't 4 o'clock early enough? Why am I getting up at 2?
Right. That's what I was thinking. Like, okay, ain't it good enough for me to get here at 2:30 since the joint started at 5?
You still.
Lil says the only reason I remember is because they was bugging me about where he was. As long as he was there at 4, I didn't care. I was just tired of people asking me where he was while I was getting ready.
So see, and you wanting to control the situation of what time you got there, or yeah, it was control. It literally jumped from you to Lil because people was getting on her nerves when you could have just
Okay.
showed up on time like she asked you to, and they wouldn't have been getting on her nerves.
Okay. Julie Ben, you got something?
All I think is it's your wedding day. It's a very stressful day. And you wanted to do what you wanted to do and not have other people tell you what to do. And that's why you didn't ask why to be there 5 hours early. Because you the groom. So the wedding gonna start when you get there.
Okay, so I apologize to my darling wife for not showing up to the wedding at the time that you asked me to. I should have been there at 12 or whatever time it was. And if I had an issue with the difference in the time of when I was asked to be there and the time that the wedding actually started, I should have just asked why.
I have a question. Do men
Hold on, no. You go acknowledge my apology. Y'all just press me out.
it's for her? She got it.
Hold on, Julie. You don't get to bring somebody in for questioning in a felony, and then when they admit to it, just be like, "Yeah, I got another question for you." Be like, "No," you gotta be like, "Hey, listen, I
Yeah,
appreciate."
no. When you admit to the felony, the prosecutor moves on.
But y'all not prosecutors. Y'all like detectives. Y'all like homicide detectives.
Right. So we got what we wanted already.
Burgers and all that. But anyway, Julie Bean, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask, do men even care that much, like on their wedding day, about all the little details and all this stuff. They're just gonna show up and get it done, right?
I think so. This is what I think. Well, for one, I just think weddings are historically have been centered around the bride, the woman. And most men, huh?
Not nowadays.
I know that, Jay. But I'm just saying, historically, it's been like somebody said it in the comments. I think it was Keisha. She said something about it being her day, right? She put on her day, right? My point is that historically, men have felt like and just been a prop, right? And if I'm just a prop, right? Yeah, I mean, I could just do whatever it is you tell me to do, but it's not really in my nature to just do what you tell me to do without an actual logical understanding and explanation as to why. Because anything that is the unknown, the human mind is naturally going to fill it with what makes sense to itself, right? And so, now, like Jay was saying, I do think now men are becoming more into the wedding planning and the colors and what their tux going to be and all of that. But I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? If I could go back, maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. I don't really know. But I think that's why men kind of are the way they are. Like, so little boys don't grow up thinking about their wedding day. Little girls do, right? And y'all could jump on me about this, but please don't. We know that that's Shaw's day, right? So I'll give you a tidbit about my wedding right quick. When I was up at the I guess it's called the altar, and she came in on a little horse and buggy thing. And one of my groomsmen asked me, if she fell down, would you laugh? Right? And I was like, and this is a whispering conversation that's kind of going on because everyone's already seated. And I'm like, nah, dog, I wouldn't, because this is her dream in some way, shape, or fashion, right? In terms of little girls, and I'm speaking more so in general, like little girls dream about the day that they get married, that the one day most women get to be a princess and become a queen. That's their moment. Boys, we don't grow up thinking about that. So I told him, and like I said, remember, this is a whisper conversation that's happening fast. I'm like, that would be like I get drafted to the NBA and I trip on the stage as I go up to shake the commissioner's hand. Like, I wouldn't want my wife or my girl to laugh at me about something like that. So no. But I say all of that to say, I think a lot of times men, we just feel like props. So we just like, all right, tell them what to do.
Do you think that weddings would be less expensive if men had anything to do with them?
Overall, yeah.
Yeah.
I think, I think a lot of dudes allow the wedding to be what it is because we genuinely love the woman and we want her, like, this is her moment. You know what I'm saying? And nobody gets married to get divorced, right? So if this your first marriage or this your first wedding and marriage or whatever, this, in theory, this is supposed to be the only one you get. You know what I'm saying? So if this your one shot, I ain't really necessarily trying to ruin it for you. And I'm not necessarily trying to ruin our financial future for one day. But to the degree that I can, I want you to be able to have this moment. Because to be honest, for me, we was good at the courthouse.
Yeah. And you know what? I must begin transitioning because I wanted that fairy tale. And now I'm like, nah, it's too much remodeling I got to do in my house. We'll go to the courthouse and call it a day. Like, now I don't have that dream.
Yeah, a lot of people nowadays are not, well, I'm not going to say a lot of people, but a lot of people, well, yeah, I'm going to say a lot of people, they don't really necessarily need the big day. They would just, I see a lot of people going to the courthouse and, maybe having like a reception or something instead of having the really huge, extravagant wedding that costs a whole ton of money and you have 10, 20 bridesmaids and groomsmen. It's really, in the sense of it, you spend all this money for you to be at the altar for maybe like 30 or 40 minutes. And then you have a huge party. You're really essentially paying for it for everybody else because it goes by so quick that you look up and it's the next day. And you like, damn, I just spent like thousands of dollars. And
yeah, I just spent $50,000. I didn't even see the chocolate fountain. Like I didn't get to dip my strawberry in the fountain, and it was there, and it's in the pictures, and I'm like, I don't remember that, or whatever. You know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be, it's all just a blur. But we're gonna get one more person in here. So who wants to slide off? Julie Ben, you sliding off, or Jay, you sliding off? Jay, I know look at work too. Huh?
I'll go.
All right, Julie Ben, we'll holler.
Bye.
Appreciate you
Bye, Julie.
for pressing me out. Dr. Hawk, Dr. A. Hawk said renewed vows at 10 years when we were in a better financial position. That's smart. Let's see if Let's have a conversation can come in before we end this thing. And I'm glad she wasn't on here to break me down over showing up to the wedding 2 hours early.
Not early.
I was early. The wedding started at 5. I was there by 2:30, and everything went really well.
It's
Jay,
the other Jay.
Hi.
Jay.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Yeah, it's Coach Jay. I'm Dr. J.
Nice to meet you, Dr. J.
Jay and Jay. Jay meet Jay. Jay meet Jay. Okay. I'm about to call you Doctor. Okay, Coach Jay.
Call me Doctor. Look, I receive it. Let the Lord use you.
I got 2 doctors. I got two up and coming doctors. I'm not gonna allow you to press me out over showing up to the wedding at 2 when I was supposed to be there at 12, even though the ceremony started at 5. Because you are like a Ginsu blade, and I don't feel like getting chopped up today. So we will simply focus on your deal breakers. What are your deal breakers? But nothing extreme. We're not talking physical abuse or cheating or nothing like that. Those are something we're talking about, something like not being on time or like hygiene or talking too much. What are your deal breakers?
I would say a lack of a growth mindset. So not being open. So if I'm talking to you and I could be as open as possible, like, let's just talk about this. And if you just are very like dismissive and don't really take in consideration what I'm saying, and I would even say not a good listener. That's hard. Cause you gotta be able to listen and hear, not to respond, but to actually like listen. So I would say that. And so hygiene, of course.
Well, yeah. We established it. Everyone can say.
Yeah. That's automatic.
We all agreed on the hygiene part.
Yeah.
I think yours would be some form of communication because we have to have a conversation.
Yeah, it has to be a conversation because that's how you understand, right? Comprehend. So,
Dr. J, what you got for me?
She said inconsistency. That's another one.
Oh,
I do not like. I cannot deal. Yes, Chels.
This is something I've been meaning to ask, and I finally got the opportunity to. Something that always comes up is women always say they want consistency, right? Why you look like that, Coach J?
because I have someone in my life that is consistent in being inconsistent.
Right. So to me, obviously, I know what you mean when you say consistent, right? But that's kind of leaving something to interpretation, right? Like I could be consistently evil. I could be consistently bad. I could be consistently an a-hole or whatever the case may be. So what is this consistency with which the female specimen speaks of?
I don't like someone who's consistently irresponsible. So to me, if you're irresponsible, that's a form of inconsistency.
So you want me consistently responsible?
Yeah, I want you to be responsible. I want you to be responsible in your actions. I want you to be responsible in your words. For me, if a person says that they are going to do something and then they don't do it, that's inconsistency, especially if you're continuously saying, oh, I'm going to do this, and you don't do it. That's inconsistent.
Go ahead, Coach J. You look like
go ahead, Coach J.
No. I'm just thinking. I'm like, so what I'm hearing is you said inconsistency, but then the examples that you shared, there's so much in that, right? Because you have you said you want them to be responsible, right? Responsible in the choices that they're making, responsible. So for me, that's like loaded, right? There's different aspects of it. So my mind was just going because it's kind of like what Chell said. They can be very consistent, but then too, it comes down to how you define responsible, right? So I can say I'm being responsible based on the decisions that I'm making, but it may not align with how you. So I'll say this: sometimes in relationships, we have an expectation for others that we have yet to fulfill ourselves, right? And so when we define, like if I define responsibility for myself, I know what that looks like. And so if I have that expectation based on how I do things, then that's what I'm expecting from the other person. So, and then too, I think to myself, it may not be that they want to be that way, right? And this is where the conversation comes in. It may not be that they want to be that way. They may not know how to, or what it looks like when someone says, you know, be responsible, or this is my definition of responsible. That's why I always tell Chelsea, every time I come on here, I talk about conversation, because we have a certain way that we do things. That's just human behavior. But when it comes to how we interact with others, we have that expectation that we set, and sometimes it's unintentional. And we're like, no, you're being inconsistent, or you're being irresponsible. And they're like, what are you talking about? This is my norm, right? This is what I saw my mom do. This is a learned behavior that I have. And so that's why I would say conversation. That was just my perspective.
So I'm gonna throw you a bone, Coach Jay. I'm gonna let you pick me apart a little bit.
Okay.
On my wedding day, my wife, somebody, asked me to be at the venue by 12. I go into this thing knowing that the ceremony don't start till like 5, right? So I show up at like time between 2 and 2:30. It's like an hour and a half away. It's a drive. I had to get up. I had to do some stuff, get my mans and them some watches and stuff like that. I look at it as I'm consistent. The ceremony starts at 5. I'm not consistent, responsible. I'm responsible because the ceremony starts at 5. I got here at about 2:30, which is 2.5 hours before it starts. But Julie Bean and Dr. J are telling me that I'm wrong and not responsible. Even though I apologize and I accept that I should have asked why, and I could have just capitulated to their desires. But in my mind, I was responsible. So it sounds like you backed me up.
Did I use the word? Wait 1 second, Coach. Did I use the word irresponsible and wrong when I was asking you the questions I was asking you? I don't think I used those 2 words. But I'm interested.
But the implication was that I had done something wrong. And if you ask someone to be there at a specific time and they come 2 hours later, the implication, without labeling it, is that they're inconsiderate, irresponsible, or something to that effect.
Thank you, Julie. No, I didn't use those words.
No, I didn't answer you. I apologize. I hate when people do that. No, Dr. J, you didn't use those exact words. However, the implication was there that that's how you felt about my actions back in 2015 before we even met.
I said, there goes that control thing again that we had discussed before.
But here's the thing, though. See, isn't this great? Coach Jay, we're having a conversation. Listen, I admit that I dislike being controlled, right? I think it's the cells of my ancestors who don't like people telling them what to do, right? Now, however, under certain circumstances, I am willing to capitulate to competent power. I'm willing to capitulate to competent power as long as that competent power is willing to explain to me why I'm doing what I'm doing. Right. If I know what I'm doing, I'm a conscientious person. So even my supervisors at work, I tell them, like, listen, if you tell me to do something and it doesn't make sense and I ask you why, I'm not giving you pushback. I just have a difficult time carrying out a mission without the complete understanding as to why I'm doing it. And if now I could have said, I should have asked why, right?
Right, because you asked her what time she wanted you to be there, and she gave you a time. You did ask a question. You asked her what time to be there, and she gave you a time, and then you didn't ask why, but she wanted to control when you got there, even though you asked the question and she gave you the answer.
I understand that, and I what I should have done in that moment was been like, okay, why do you want me to be there at 12 when the joint starts at 5? Which would have given her the opportunity to say, because we want to start getting pictures as soon as possible. But because I didn't ask that question, that information was never afforded to me, and I don't like being controlled, and I'm going to work within the scope of my mental software that tells me what's a reasonable time to be there, which was 2:30. So go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Coach Jay.
So so first thing, I don't know what I walked into.
Meat grinder.
Secondly, I just think to myself, so I get it. I'm very similar. I have to understand the why. But it's exactly what you said. You have to ask clarifying questions in order to get your questions answered, right? And then thirdly, I think about you said that I'm looked at as being irresponsible because you're looking at yourself as you're being responsible because you did show up early, right?
Right.
But I just think to myself, it's a wedding and it's your wedding. So if it's your wedding and you, like Dr. J said, you asked what time to be there, regardless of knowing the reason why or not, there was the communication that you both were on the same page because she answered your question.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. I apologize for not being on time.
Oh no, I'm not saying this. I mean, again, there's no right. I don't see things in life anymore as right or wrong. We need to have a common ground. So whatever that was, which was you asked the question, she gave you the answer, then it's like, okay, cool, we're on the same page. She understands. And then when you showed up later, then that's what that was. Oh, 4 people can be on here at the same time?
Oh yeah, I can do 4 people. I figure I'd do it for my man Mikhail because I'm trying to get. So I was looking for a guy's perspective. So real quick before we slide off, Mikhail got 4 people.
I was going to say, I agree with them on one side, but I got to play devil's advocate. Because if you're planning something like pictures, tell me that. Because I could be there at 12 and not be ready for no pics. I might have my barber meeting me there to cut my hair while I'm there, like, give me the agenda if you want me there at 12. Give me the agenda. So I say y'all both should
that makes sense.
On that. Offer some more information and ask questions.
And had a conversation.
There you go.
Yeah, Jay. Yeah, Jay.
I promote these conversations and comprehension. I need to understand everything.
Yes, there it is. Yes, conversation. He's on it. I have to go, but I appreciate you letting me in. Nice meeting you.
It was nice to meet you, Coach Jay.
All right, take care. Bye-bye.
Appreciate you, Coach Jay.
I appreciate you too. Bye-bye.
So I'm still on you know what? I'm not even on it no more.
Nah, stay on it. Stay on it. Go ahead.
I'm gonna still be on it because I did see Lil. She said exactly what I was gonna say anyway, which is, but you asked her what time she wanted you to be there. So really the opportunity was there for you to ask why. You did not ask why. But that's where we went back to the control thing. I said, because you wanted to control what time you got there because you didn't know the why, even though you asked her the question and she gave you an answer.
Well, let me ask you, Kels, when you asked the question and she told you 12, did you commit to 12?
I don't think I ever committed to 12. I mean, we got married 7 years ago.
Lil, did he commit to 12?
So Lil could tell you in the comments if I committed to 12, right? I personally think that if I committed to 12, I would have been there at 12 or told her that or gave her pushback and been like, I'm not going to be there by 12. I would have called her and let her know.
And here's the question. 12 didn't happen. Did you give an update?
I didn't have to because they were calling me.
Okay.
They was calling me. They had my bros calling me like, dog, my man called me. He talked like this. He's like, hey, young, where you at, young? They looking for you. I like, dog, like, the joint don't start till 5. It's 12:30 now. It's going to take me an hour and a half, 2 hours to get there. I'll be there by 2:30.
So
you said in the phone call you'd be there by 2:30.
Yeah.
At that point, was it projected that, hey, I need you before 2:30 because we need to take pictures?
All right, hold on, y'all. My wife getting ready to come on here. So,
you're in the hot seat.
Oh, no. Man, I see today, boy.
I would be so aggravated if Ron asked me. I see what Mikhail trying to do down there in the corner with, well, did they tell you at 12 when they called 2? I see what he doing. But if I see what he doing.
you know.
We can't see you, darling.
Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we
No,
can hear you.
my
If you
wife gotta show her face. She got to show her face. We need to see the expressions.
y'all not gonna, uh-oh. You
Uh-oh.
buffering.
Can't hear.
I know. I got you driving. So I remove her out and then bring her back in. Lil, request it again once you get good service, because I don't want to mess the audio up.
Yeah, I see. Like I said, I see what Michael is down there in the. Is it Michael? I see what he's down there in the corner doing. Well, when they called you, did they express it to you that you supposed to be there? That you needed to be there because of the pictures? No, sir. You asked me why. If Rod asks me, "Oh, what time I need to be there?" and I tell him I need you to be here this time, and then you still show up 3 hours after the time, I'm still gonna be like, "What?" But you asked me.
No. The question was, what time do you want me to be there?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, if you're not going to, hold on, Mikhail. Hold on.
Go ahead.
If you're not going to turn the camera around, just turn the what you call it off. Just turn the
I'm
picture up.
I'm driving. Hold on.
But what do you?
The words change the meaning of the set. Watch the words. You say what time you want me there, and what time you need me there is different.
No, I'm still on that he asked the question. He asked Lil, what time do you need me to be there? So to me, Lil didn't need to give him a why. He asked her the
You gotta,
question. She
you
gave
gotta
Okay,
watch.
him an
hold on,
answer.
y'all. Hold on. Because Lil
Let
drives, so
the
we want
queen talk. Let the
hold
queen
on.
talk.
Talk while she got good service. Go
So
ahead, y'all.
so he did ask me what time was he supposed to be there. I told him 12 o'clock. And he said okay. Like normally, if he has a rebuttal, he'll say it right then and there. So the wedding started at this time, and I felt like I needed to be there at this time. That did not occur in that conversation. So whatever the whole, if he had to get a haircut and all of that's not even relevant because that wasn't even in the picture because those are just hypotheticals. That wasn't applicable. So I gave him a time because he asked and he said okay. So to me that's just like okay, so you agreed to be there at 12. You didn't give me any pushback at the time. So the thought process of not being present at 12, it in terms of your reasoning why, oh well, the wedding doesn't start until 4 o'clock and I don't necessarily think I need to be there at 12. That was never a conversation between him and I. He just said okay. So that was that.
Cool, Kels, you on your own.
All right, y'all. Thanks.
But I will say, like it was I didn't call him one time. It was everybody else around, like the photographer, because they kept asking like where he is and stuff like that. And so I was just annoyed because I was just trying to get my glam on in peace, and they kept, Lil, have you talked to Cello? Have you talked to Cello? And I'm like, no,
You know
y'all
why
can call
you didn't
him.
call? You know why you didn't call? Because you already knew your man. You already
Oh yeah.
knew he was going to be there, but he wasn't coming at that time. He was coming 2.5 hours later, but he was going to be there. You knew that already. That's why you
No,
ain't even.
no. Because when they said that he wasn't here, I was like, oh, he's not here. So I thought that he was going to be on time.
Whether she knows her man or not,
He
I'm
didn't
still.
sweat. He didn't sweat.
Yeah,
She got to put
right.
my name on.
No,
She didn't
well, they
say,
weren't.
oh,
Hold
did
on.
he get cold?
So
No,
they weren't married yet,
he was
but
doing
it
it.
doesn't matter. He asked her the question. I'm not letting this go. He
So,
asked her the question. She gave him the answer, and she just told us. He said, "Okay."
so is it safe to say? Is it safe to say this?
What?
That
Talking
sometimes,
to Charles and
that
his
sometimes
wife and
things.
Lil and Michael.
hold on,
Is
Jay.
it,
Hold on.
is it
Mikhail,
safe?
what you say now?
Is it safe to say that sometimes you can plan things and they don't go according to plan, and sometimes things change? So when he got the first phone call and he said, "Hey, I'm running around doing some things. I'll be there at 2:30." Is that taken as an update at that point?
No, because when he made up in his mind that he wasn't gonna be there at 12, that could have been a conversation that he told me. Like, I know you said you wanted me to be there at 12, but I'm probably not gonna get there until 2:30 because I have some things to do this morning, and so I'll probably be running behind. That never happened.
So I apologize for my not showing up to the wedding at 12.
Well, your apology is accepted. I accept your apology.
Thank you. What you got, Mikhail? What you say?
I didn't hear what you said. I missed that totally.
I said
He
I apologize.
apologized.
I apologize for not showing up to the wedding at 12 the way I was instructed to. And I apologize for not asking the requisite questions to find out why I was supposed to be there at 12. Because had I done so, I probably would have made sure I was there at the correct time.
Oh, Dr. Hawk, that's bad to say. She said apology 7 years later. It's better late than never, right?
Well,
Yeah.
it's never been an issue between him and I. I put that in the comments because they was joking or whatever. So it was never an issue between us or whatever. Like I said, I only care as long as he was there by 4 o'clock to walk down the aisle. There was no issue. So
See, I told you.
See, like Mikhail said, she knew her man. She knew.
So here's another question. How's time management now?
You asked,
Well, that's to y'all, right? Not to me, right?
No, to them. How's his time management now?
Oh, he manages his time well. Like he's very, very organized and detailed.
Oh, so then it's not a Scorpio thing.
For anything. No. If he got to be somewhere, he's leaving out 30 minutes probably, depending on the
Oh, you
traffic
breaking
time
up?
and stuff like that.
Lil, you breaking up. If I got to be there, what? Lil.
No, I was just saying that if you have to be somewhere, depending on the travel time, you're gonna leave out in time enough for us to get there on time.
Right. So
I know this ain't saying we're gonna get home at 11:30.
So you listen here, Jay. I show up on time. I learn my lesson, okay?
Jay's at the bottom.
No, on the screen recording, Jay is right there.
Next.
Oh,
First.
At the screen recording. So, Jay.
No, don't let him do you like that, Jay. You had my back. You and Julie had my back.
Listen, Lil says she fine with it. I'm fine with it. I'm team Lil. Charles, I know you my life coach, but when the queen come around, I'm sorry, brother.
Your fees went up. You got some admin fees added into your next session.
No, look, Jay, the discount code is Lil.
All right, Jay, I'm gonna let you slide off.
Bye.
I appreciate you.
I'm gonna get off too.
All right, that's cool. Give me 1 second. Let me get Lil off. Appreciate y'all. Hey, Mikhail.
Yes, sir.
Before we go, hey, wifey, how are you?
We got both wives today. She back there.
Oh, she back. Hey, wifeys.
Come over, Lisa.
So let me ask you this, just Mikhail. What because I know y'all got deal breakers. What are your deal breakers, Mikhail, just in general? Like, what's something you just be like, oh, nah, like this right here, this not gonna work?
My deal breaker, and it's probably the deal maker at the same time, is her mouth.
Oh, really? So, well, obviously it didn't break the deal because she's still with you.
12 years.
She's still learning entertainment. It's a work in progress. But now, on a serious note, I was just joking around. A deal breaker for me. You talking about from a woman? Period.
Yeah.
Maybe walk away from a relationship.
Yeah.
Abuse.
Okay, hold on, because you came in late. So this is not the extreme ones where we're talking physical abuse or like cheating or anything major. We're talking about little stuff like time management. They talk too much. They don't let you talk enough. They're not good at communicating, hygiene, things like that.
I've been with them so long, I can't remember last time I dated.
Oh, see.
I guess a deal breaker.
Like if you was like if you were getting ready to, like if you were in a relationship but you wasn't married, right?
She was a smoker.
Oh, smoking?
Yeah.
That would be a deal breaker for you now?
Yeah. And one of them
Smoking
started
cigarettes?
smoking. Any smoking. I can't. I think that's one of the nastiest habits. But
Really?
That's just my, I guess, preference. I hate the cigarette. I hate smoke, period.
Oh, okay. What about drinking? You okay with drinking?
Yeah. I got 2 luscious.
All right. Cool. So, I mean, you got it good though, because you got 2 wives, so you only had to worry about deal breakers, and y'all 3 have been together for 12 years. So I mean, y'all good. Hold on, I got a question though.
Okay.
Before the wife you've been with the longest.
Come over, Alicia. Move that up. Sit in the middle. She coming to the stage.
So my question for you is, because if I remember correctly, you were the one that brought the idea to him for y'all to bring in another wife.
Right.
Okay. At the time, did you have any deal breakers for this potential wife? Where you would be like, nah, if she do that, like we're not rocking with her.
Yes, I did. The major one that I didn't want her to ever is trying to push me out the picture. That's a major deal breaker.
Okay.
How females can be a little. Sometimes females can be sneaky in what they do to try and push somebody out of the picture. You understand what I'm saying?
Hey, so let me ask you this, and then I'll let y'all slide off because I gotta get ready to go to work, right? How was she able to reassure you that she wasn't trying to push you out the picture and you were okay with that? Because most women will feel like, oh nah, she want my spot.
Just basically allowing me to trust her. Like after a while, I started to trust her more. As far as
okay. Dr. Hawk said, how did y'all know she was the right wife?
How we meshed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We all just clicked. You know.
This is how I knew I was a fit. I left in the beginning because I didn't feel right. It didn't feel comfortable and right. But after several failed relationships and whatnot, and them still being in my corner, being supportive through it all, I knew this is where I belong. Because most relationships, when you end it, that's it. You know, you move on, you go on with life. You don't really communicate. That didn't stop. Regardless of the children we had together, that did not stop him nor her. She would still call, check on me. Hey sis, what's going on? How you doing? You need anything? And in my mind, I'm like, who does that? But that showed their consistency with how they were with me. See, there's that word, Dave. See that? Yeah. Like I threw that in there? Yeah.
That was really good. Well, look, that's a really good way to end it. Mikhail, what's y'all's names again? I always forget.
Jasmine.
Alicia. Okay, cool. I appreciate y'all. Y'all know y'all welcome on the show anytime. So if y'all ever need me, just hit me up, holler at me. Y'all be good and all of that good stuff. Appreciate y'all.
All right, bro. Take it easy.
All right, peace. All right, cool. So that wraps up today's show on deal breakers. Dr. Hawks said shout out to Mikhail and his wives for staying committed for 12 years. Yeah, that wraps up our show on deal breakers. I thought the conversation was good. Dr. J and Julie put me on the hot seat, but that's okay. I apologize to my wife after 7 years of showing up 2.5 hours early to the wedding, but 2.5 hours after she asked me to be there and not asking the proper questions. So if communication is one of your deal breakers, read a book on improving your communication, or you can hire life coach Chels to help you learn to effectively communicate, even when you're experiencing a negative emotion. That being said, Vicky, I appreciate you. Dr. J, I appreciate you. Julie Bean, I appreciate you. Coach J, I appreciate you. Miss Butter, I think that's how you say it. I appreciate you. Mikhail, Alicia, and I forget the wife that was in the front seat, Jasmine. I appreciate y'all too. And if I forgot anybody else, I appreciate y'all. I'm probably gonna start posting these to YouTube if that's something that y'all are interested in. I'll start sending out the links for that if you guys missed something and want to watch it. And if you're looking for a life coach, hit me up in the DM. I appreciate y'all. Be good, be blessed, be safe, hug your loved ones, take a deep breath. Take your power back. Peace.